Welcome back to the news at 10. And now we have an update on the attack on Gidan Halilu village in Birnin Magaji, local government area of Zamfara state. Police authorities in the state say normalcy has been restored after an attack by unidentified armed bandits. According to a statement by the State Police Command, a combined team of PMF, CTU and conventional police personnel were mobilized to the affected village to repel the attack. The statement says 5 bodies were recovered while 1 person was injured. The scene has been subjected to a thorough sweep with a view to preventing further attacks. As the 2019 elections draw near, the Obong of Calabar in Cross River State, His Majesty Edidem Abasiotu V has thrown his weight behind the state governor, Professor Ben Ayade, for a second term in office. Also in the line of the endorsement is the Traditional Rulers Council, and they want the governor to sustain the momentum of industrialization, which has been the major focus of his administration.
Publicly what he intends to do.
Seated in this fully packed hall are traditional rulers drawn from different local government areas of Cross River State to endorse Governor Ben Ayade for a second term in office.
We no more talk about payment of salaries. We are talking of something else, very serious matters. While other states are looking at how they are going to resolve those issues, in Cross River State, we are beyond that.
Our son, if he had any discouragement that he wouldn't go in again, we are saying to him, you must go back.
The first-class traditional ruler and Obong of Calabar lauds Governor Ayade for his foresight in seeking to invest in deep-sea port and other superhighway projects.
For this waterways, right from here to Uwet, from Uwet to Geb, from there to Ikom, from there to Bansara and all whatnot. That was what brought trade into all these other areas, and it opened up into the high sea.
Governor Ayade, in response, charges the monarchs to support the government to ensure the delivery of democratic dividends.
Today, for the first time in the history of our state, Bakassi Strike Force have down tools. They brought all their anti-aircraft weapons and surrendered to government and said, now we want to work. All we ask, let Bakassi Deep Sea Port work so that we can get jobs.
The high point of the event is the swearing-in and presentation of certificates and staff of office to 2 new paramount rulers from Bekwara and Obanliku local government areas of the state.
The Akoma Support Group is making the education future of children in Anambra East-West local government area something that is of the past, providing 12,000 recommended English and mathematics textbooks and other materials for their use. More than 5,000 pupils in 50 out of 110 schools in the 2 local government areas of the state will be given that support. The coordinator of the group and the APGA House of Representatives candidates for Anambra East and West, Comrade Chinedu Obidigwe, says he's striving to put an end to illiteracy among the younger generation.
Anambra East and West local government areas of Anambra State lie on the riverine plain, with their major preoccupation being fishing and farming of major food crops like yam and rice. However, the location of the 2 local government areas naturally puts them under the challenge of floods, thus affecting pupils from getting to their school to acquire education. But it appears the situation is about to be tackled thanks to help from the Akoma Support Group. At the Otuacha Township Stadium in Anambra East, pupils are seated in the pavilion as the event commences with the distribution of 12,000 recommended English and mathematics textbooks and other items to over 5,000 pupils from 50 out of the 150 public primary schools in Anambra East and West in the first phase.
What Akoma is doing and what other people are doing, I think we are going to meet up. We have now been exposed to good education, and we are going to take off from there.
Today, I thank God people are picking up. We are paying more attention. We are very serious on education these days.
The distribution is flagged up by the traditional ruler of Mpunando, Igwe Alex Edozieno.
Those materials are very standardized, and I know that these kids that may be using it will be very happy.
The Akwama support group led by Comrade Chinedu Obidigwe believes any support given to enhance education in Anambra East and West is by far the greatest achievement.
In our area here, most of the parents whom their wards are in primary school, secondary school, cannot afford to buy even mathematics or English textbook for their children. That's why I consider it very imperative to ensure that I made it available to most of these kids.
The event also provides an opportunity for the distribution of bags of rice for the people from Anambra East and West, while pledging their full support to the Akwama support group and its leader, who is contesting in the 2019 general election into the House of Representatives.
To social development projects, the Vice President, Professor Yemi Osinbajo, says the Trader Money-Free Collateral Program has over 1.4 million Nigerians on board and has disbursed over 10 billion naira so far. The Vice President said this during a visit to the Trader Money Command Center, and he asked journalists to inspect the back-end operations of the loan to petty traders at the Bank of Industry in Abuja. The Vice President held conversations with petty traders over the phone and promised to help resolve any of the issues they might have. Our correspondent Gloria Umezoke reports.
Thank you. Weekly for 3 months. Yes, you will.
A conversation between the Vice President, Professor Yemi Osinbajo, and Peter Kafis, who sells clothes in Ilorin at the Trader Money Command Center in Abuja. This monitoring system not only receives live feedbacks from beneficiaries around the world, but tracks amounts disbursed in various markets and local government areas in real time.
As soon as he mentioned what his phone number was and we took it down, all his details actually came up. So I was able to tell him when he registered, I was able to tell him, his full name and all of those kinds of details. And, I think that he himself was reassured. So he'll get his disbursement. We now have an opportunity, a real opportunity, to reach out to a large number, millions literally, of petty traders in a systematic way, in a credible way, in a monitorable way, a way by which we can monitor and evaluate what's going on, and then they repay.
How much is earmarked for this every year?
Well, it is we're looking at something in the order of about 20 billion. We hope we'll be able to get to spend that much. But as you know, a lot depends on availability of funds.
4,000 enumeration agents have been engaged by the Bank of Industry to properly identify beneficiaries.
If you perform, get up to 100,000 naira. And then, you can enlarge and expand your business. When you pay back, the other Nigerians have the opportunity also to benefit from it. So it's our money, but it's not your part of national cake. It's a loan that must be paid back.
The call center receives an average of 1,200 calls every day. The Trader Money, unveiled in June 2018 under the Government Enterprises and Empowerment Program, targets 2 million petty traders with collateral-free loan payable within 6 months. Gloria Umezuke, Channels Television News.
The Skyway Aviation Handling Company PLC has announced plans to extend its ongoing initial public offering by 12 working days to close on January the 9th, 2019. The IPO offers for sale 406 million ordinary shares at 50 kobo each at 4 naira 65 kobo, was meant to close on December the 19th, 2018. At a roadshow in Lagos, southwest Nigeria, the Executive Director, Sales and Marketing, says the company is a leader in the cargo business and every Nigerian is invited to be part of the success story.
This is the Skyway Aviation Handling Company PLC, located on the grounds of the Murtala Mohammed International Airport cargo area. 9 years after privatization, the ground handling company is offering 30% of its shares to the public through an initial public offering, which kicked off on November the 12th.
We embarked on the journey on the IPO and we're supposed to close on the 19th of December, but due to public demand, we decided to extend it to January 9th of 2019.
Everybody wants to be a part, but they don't know what the process is. So now we know that there is time constraints. So because of this demand, we need to give them time to actually understand what the IPO is about, then know what to do.
With the initial public offering of 406 million ordinary shares of 50 kobo each at 4.6 naira per share, top executives and staff hit the airport environment to pass information on what they describe as profitable investment.
Before we are price taker, but now we determine the price in the cargo business, and we lead in the cargo business, and we have the best infrastructures, we have the best equipment so far. So we invest a lot of money in it, and that is why we are very proud to go out to the public, and we are very proud to invite the public to be part of the success story.
According to SAHCO, its future strategy is to create long-term shareholder value through the profitable operation and expansion of its business beyond Nigeria and into other West African markets.
Let's take a look at some business news now. Here's Anne Waudu.
Thanks a lot, Ijoma. Welcome to Business News. Oil prices have hit their lowest in more than 1 year today after falling more than 5% on concerns about excess crude supply and lower outlook for energy demand. But the market is now contending with surplus supply from the world's 3 top producers, the United States, Saudi Arabia and Russia. International oil prices benchmark Brent crude plunged 4.49% to $54.63 a barrel today, while US WTI crude dipped 4.05% to $46.12 a barrel. Meanwhile, OPEC Secretary General Mohammed Barkindo says in a bid to raise prices, the cartel plans to release a table revealing voluntary output cut quotas for its members and its allies. The social investment program for the current administration has been described as worthwhile, but is it enough to grow the Nigerian economy? The partner and the West Africa tax team lead at Deloitte Nigeria, Yomi Olubero, believes that the economy will be beneficial if the overall business environment is improved.
The president nailed it yesterday when he said, look, if you're going through all of these challenges within the economy, you also need to find a way of making sure you look at the very vulnerable sector and try to help lift them out of abject poverty. So all of those social investment programs are acceptable, they are commendable, but that will not resolve our issue. That will not resolve our issue. So we need to find a way of making enough money within this economy, and the size of the economy, the potential and the opportunity is such that we can do far more than we're doing with customs revenue, with VAT, with companies' income tax. So we just need to look at both sides of the equation. First is, how can we be a lot more efficient without necessarily creating more challenges and troubles for the few that are paying taxes? Look at our laws, look at our regulations, look at how to curb all of the leakages and abuses that may exist within the system. But also on the flip side is also to realize and understand that the amount of tax revenue that you generate is a function of how profitable, how productive the economic sector is, and make sure that we inject a lot more in terms of spending and in terms of improving the overall doing business environment.
Well, it's good news at the domestic stock market today. It has ended the trading session in the green after another fluctuation this week, following renewed interest by investors in some of the major blue chip stocks. Tanya Lashibawali has the details.
Hello and welcome to the Stock Market Report. Investor sentiment at the NSE ended Thursday's trading session with another reversal to positive territory on fresh round of bargain hunting for blue chip stocks. Price recovery from industrial goods, oil and gas and insurance sector lifted the all-share index by 0.32%, while the market's total value regained 36 billion naira from the previous loss. Investors' demand for equities surged by over 345 million units from Wednesday's session to 545 5.98 million units in over 3,200 transactions, mostly driven by the shares of Union Diagnostics. However, its share price is top on the losers table, down by over 7%, while the share price of NEM Insurance is number 1 on the gainers list. And that's the stock market report. I'm Teniola Shubowale.
Thank you, Teniola. But it's a different picture for major global equities. They have ended today's session deep in the red amid concerns of US government shutdown and uncertainty over UK's economy. Let's take a look at the figures for today. And that's business news for tonight. Thanks a lot for watching. I'm Anne Nwawado.